Okay, I think we are almost ready to meet the author for today. So, Mary, who's reading the profile to us? Um, we are now live. I will share the link shortly for those who may want to join us on. We are almost ready to meet the author for today. Actually,
Okay, I'm the one reading the author's profile today.
oh, fantastic. Okay, please
Um,
go ahead.
all right, sir. Awele Lusami is a distinguished author and multiple award winner, celebrated for her invaluable support and contributions to the Nigerian literary landscape. She's an extremely passionate literacy advocate, the hype queen, Pressy, Toknadu, book socialist, and now book funding specialist, was a speaker and panelist at the 2019 edition of Connect Nigeria Writers Conference on the topic Successful Book Marketing, and a panelist at the Lagos Books and Arts Festival, LABAF 2023. At LABAF 2023, she shared her expertise on the topic winning with book publishing and marketing. She is passionate about seeing authors succeed and write books on book marketing strategies and promotions to share her experience and knowledge freely. Awele Lusami is the president of Literary Authors Cooperative Multipurpose Society of Nigeria and founder of Book Marketing Class Africa, BMACA. Awele Lusami is a literary agent with a publisher, and an award-winning literary crowdfunding company in New York, USA. She is also the author of Book Marketing Strategies That Work, Comforting Arms, Launch Money, Crowdfund Your Book, and Profitable Pages. She is a graduate of Publishing Studies from Stephen F. Austin State University, Nacogdoches, Texas, USA. She is a member of Association of Nigerian Authors, ANA. She was the keynote speaker at an event organized by Booksellers Association of Nigeria on 17th October 2024 and spoke on creative, innovative, and aggressive marketing approaches for selling more books. She was a panelist at the high anticipated Writers Interactive Network Literary Festival 3, tagged Arts Live Lagos, on 16th November 2024. She spoke on book PR for the 21st century. As a testament to her excellence and impact, she has been awarded the African Writers Tribe Transformational Leader Award, the Trinity's Writers and Publishers Network Award for Excellence in Education, and Rotary Club of Ikate, Nigeria's Humanitarian Award for her contribution to child literacy and youth development. She has a passion for literary accomplishments and only sees possibilities when faced with challenges and difficulties. Please welcome Mrs. Awele Lusami.
Hello,
You're
everyone.
very welcome, our author for today and for this month, April 2025. I don't know if there's any other thing you want to say before we go into the reading proper. You want to refute what has been read about you, or you want to validate it? Please, you have the mic now. Let's hear from you.
Thank you for having me. Thank you. Thank you, everyone all over the world for joining. My LITACO family, thank you. Everything Mary said, it's cool, it's okay. Even if I want to add more, that means we will write another book today.
Okay, now. We are here for reading, so not for writing. So we will just let's move.
We'll have another book and we'll read it. But,
okay.
but it's
That makes sense.
perfectly okay.
Okay.
And it's a great honor to be here. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for joining us. So the way we do it, we'll give you some minutes to read excerpts of your book to us. Read from wherever you want to read, and then we'll listen attentively, and we'll ask you, we'll take a break, we'll ask you questions. I mean, to probe your mind. Okay, what were you thinking about? What motivated you? And just ask relevant questions around the reading that you've done, and then we'll take another round of reading, and then we'll take a break also for another round of questions. And if time permits, we can take a third round. Otherwise, we'll just would dissolve the reading for today, and then invite everybody to go and get a copy of the book for where they can get either online or in physical bookstores. So you have the mic now. You can proceed with the reading. Let's know the title and then wherever you want to read to us from.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. My book is titled Profitable Pages: How to Sell your books directly to your readers and make maximum profits. And I want to read the part one of it, which is what do book readers want to read about? Because I decided to write this book because I'm super passionate about book marketing and promotion. Whenever a book is written, my brain, all the energies in my body is like, oh, okay, how can this book get to the right readers? Excuse me. So that's how I decided to write this book. My first book was in 2004, which is poetry. Presently, I'm in the US now. I'm in Texas presently. Book brought me here. Book. This me. I'm praying to God. Honestly, I can deal with book, and like the book, my food is getting cold. My hot tea is getting cold. I just thank God. But book. I hope that by the end of today, authors will hold their book and see possibilities. That's my mission for today, because a number of times authors get discouraged. I believe authors get discouraged, like in Nigeria, even in the US. If you don't know how to position yourself, there's a problem. You understand? That's when you get discouraged. But when you know how to position yourself, I learned that before I came into the US. You understand? With just like with two of my books, I was able to leave Nigeria. I work in a multinational before leaving Nigeria. So not be say hungry make me jackpot. You understand? I don't do jackpot since, but it's just the passion, because I believe that God has given us so much more, to be able to be the best we can be. You understand? If an author is positioned very well, he or she can make a book very successful. Like I said, I work in a multinational, 20 years working experience. So no be moi. You understand? But I said it's the book for me. It's the book thing. Last year I celebrated 20 years anniversary in the Nigerian publishing industry. You understand? Before I left Nigeria, I had a job waiting for me in the US because of book. You understand? I had a job as editorial assistant with the school press. I had a research assistant job with the dean in the dean's office. And when I arrived there, my family, I was the welcome party was like as if a queen came in. You understand? As if a queen came into town. That was how it is. That's how, if you're looking down on your book today, change that perspective. You understand? Whoever you are, an author, just change that perspective, because there's so much more that you can do with one book, not to talk of 1, 2, 3. You know, as we go on, I'll keep on sharing experiences. And I want to read from part 1 of my book, from the profitable pages, because I wrote it because I want authors to see more how they can directly sell their books. You know, so the first question is, what do book readers want to read about? You know, fiction readers have diverse preferences, and their interests can vary widely. However, there are several overarching themes and qualities that tend to appeal to broad audience. Keep in mind that individual tastes differ, but here are some general factors that readers often appreciate. Number one, compelling characters. I'm talking, this one is the first one. We're looking at the fiction. If you are a fiction author, what readers want to read about? One, compelling characters. Readers often connect with well-developed, relatable characters. They want protagonists with depth, flaws, and growth throughout the story. Engaging plot, a strong, well-paced plot that keeps readers interested and invested in what happens next is crucial. Twists, turns, expected developments can add excitement. Rich world building, whether it's a fantasy realm, historical setting, or futuristic world, readers enjoy vivid and immersive descriptions that bring the story's environment to life. Number 4, unique concept, original and innovative ideas or concepts that can capture readers' attention, fresh perspective, and unique approaches to familiar themes that can set a book apart. Emotional resonance. Books that evoke a range of emotions tend to be memorable. Readers appreciate stories that make them laugh, cry, or ponder deep questions. 6, well-written prose. A well-crafted writing style can elevate a book. Readers often appreciate eloquence, clarity, and a style that suits the tone of the story. Relevant themes. Books that explore relevant and timely themes or issues can be particularly compelling. This could include social issues, identity, relationships, and more. Page-turning tension. Whether it's a mystery, thriller, or any genre, maintaining tension and suspense encourages readers to keep turning the pages. Number 9, satisfying resolution. Readers generally appreciate resolution that feels earned and satisfying. Loose ends should be tied up, and the conclusion should be in line with the story's overall tone and themes. Diversity and representation. Many readers appreciate books that reflect diverse perspectives and experiences. Representation of different cultures, backgrounds, and identity can make a story more inclusive. It is essential for authors to understand their target audiences and consider these factors while crafting their stories. Additionally, staying open to feedback and adapting to evolving literary trends can contribute to a book's success. That is for those writing fiction. You know, if you're writing fiction, these are the things that you have to like put into consideration. Then if you're a non-fiction writer, non-fiction readers have diverse interests, and their preferences can vary widely based on individual taste. However, there are some common themes and qualities that often attract readers to non-fiction books. Here are several factors that tend to appeal to non-fiction readers. 1, relevance and timeliness. Non-fiction readers often seek books that address current issues, trends, or challenges. Topics that are relevant to contemporary society can be particularly appealing. 2, expertise and authority. Readers often look for books written by authors with expertise or authority in the subject matter. Credentials, experience, or strong or in the subject matter, credentials, experience, or a strong research background can enhance the credibility content. In-depth analysis, which is the number 3. Non-fiction readers appreciate true analysis and exploration of topics. Books can go beyond surface level discussions and provide in-depth insights or unique perspective are often well received. Number 4, clear and accessible writing. Clarity in writing is crucial for non-fiction. Readers want to understand complex concepts without feeling overwhelmed. A well-organized or accessible writing style can enhance the reading experience. Number 5, still talking about what readers want for nonfiction now. Number 5, personal development and self-help. Many nonfiction readers are interested in books that offer practical advice for personal growth, self-improvement, and achieving success in various aspects of life. Narrative nonfiction. Combining storytelling elements with factual information can make nonfiction more engaging. Books that read like compelling narratives while conveying real-world information are popular. Number 7, historical perspective. Nonfiction readers often enjoy books that provide historical insights or explore events from the past. Well-researched historical accounts can offer a deeper understanding of the world. 8, scientific discoveries and popular science. Science enthusiasts appreciate books that explain scientific concepts in an accessible way, whether exploring new discoveries or explaining established principles. Books on scientific topics can find a dedicated readership. Number 9, biographies and memoirs. Readers are often drawn to life stories, especially those of remarkable individuals. Biographies and memoirs offer a glimpse into the lives, challenges, and triumphs of inspiring people. Number 10, investigative journalism. Books that delve into investigative reporting and on discovering hidden truths or exposing corruption can captivate readers who are interested in social issues and justice. Ultimately, understanding the specific interest of a target audience is key. I repeat, ultimately, understanding the specific interest of a target audience is key. Non-fiction readers may navigate towards certain genres, topics, or writing styles based on their individual preferences and needs. As with fiction, staying attuned to current trends and being mindful of the target audience can contribute to the success of a non-fiction book. So that is what most readers want to know about, even if it's fiction or non-fiction. So I think I will stop here for now.
Wow. Thank you very much. This looks more like a seminar than a book reading. Thanks for sharing those very informative tips with us on how to make your books profitable, how to make them readers' delight. I don't know if anybody has a questions. Now we'll take questions and comments from our participants today. Anybody has a question for the author, please. Okay, I can see that Olabisi Olashupo is raising her hand. Please, let's get to hear from you, ma'am. And then we'll also hear from Babatunde Akinbodere. Okay, you have the mic now. Please, let's have the questions or the comments.
All right. Hi, everyone.
Hi.
I'm Olale Somi, a teacher of English language and literature and a volunteer for LRS, a regular here. And I'm glad I didn't miss this episode. I almost missed it because my network was initially not cooperating.
Thank God you did it.
I came, I made it at the next lecture, but I would have, it would have been so painful, although I might I might go for the recording, but having it live more exciting. So I'm so excited. I didn't miss it. And just like Mr. Babs has said, this is more insightful, much more like a mini seminar than a book reading.
Yeah.
And I want to salute our author. From all you've read and shared with us so far, there's no gainsaying it that you know your onions and you are well seasoned, and we are glad to have brought you on board. So thanks so much for honoring us. And I know nobody, be he or she an established doctor or an aspiring one, will leave this Zoom meeting this evening the same way he or she had come. So I'm particularly glad. I was scribbling away as we were reading. I was busy scribbling away, and it has been impactful. So this is just to welcome you and give you kudos for a job well done, man. So I'm eagerly looking forward to hearing you share some more. Then I definitely must lay my hands on a copy of that book. Thanks so much, man.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Aja. We'll listen to Babatunde now. Please, you have the mic. Let's hear from you, please.
Yes, good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
And I want to especially appreciate this Awele Lusami for that very compelling book, because I've been following virtually everything she had been reading out to us since the beginning of the engagement, and they were really talking to the facts and to the necessary things that authors should know, particularly with respect to their books or their writings. And then you cited some things, man, that are very, very pivotal, which I would like to ask some questions on. I used to be a fiction writer at the point, but at the point too, I had to veer into non-fiction, because most of the time publishing fiction can be quite difficult, particularly the sales and all. So, but I think I've not taken into consideration some of the things you actually mentioned in the fiction category. But I just like to ask, man, that how best can authors put many of those things into consideration, particularly when they are writing their stories, and or how can they really explore these things in respect to the diverse writings they might want to explore? Because you've cited many of the important things that authors should take into consideration. But what are the means by which these things can be measured, or how can an author assess himself to get to know if he had actually worked in line with many of those rules that you've actually stated in your book? If there are mechanisms for actually weighing these things, probably. So that is my question now.
Wow.
When you I always tell authors not to be discouraged, whether you're writing fiction, whether you're writing non-fiction, you should just keep to it. The thing about it is preparation. Most authors are not prepared when it comes to sales. One thing I always tell authors is that, number one, every reader wants to have a better version of themselves. Whether you're writing fiction, whether you're writing non-fiction, every reader wants to be a better version of themselves. That's why they come to you. That's why they come to buy your book. So it depends on preparation. If you're not prepared, you know, whether you are a fiction author or non-fiction, preparation is key. I tell you, because if, for example, if you want to even launch a book as an author, you plan to write your book to put it out there, at least you should have like 6 months preparation to 1 year. 6 months preparation to 1 year. I don't like, if I tell you, my first book was in 2004, my second book was in 2015. You know, the third one was in 2024. You understand? But all of I have audience. I'm more of even a practical person, you know, want to get the result. So if it depends, you should not get the story that, it's non-fiction that is selling. Fiction, no. It's not that at all. Whether fiction or non-fiction, you can have your audience if you take time to prepare. No matter what, no matter where you are in the world, preparation is key. You understand? And for an author, you should, no matter how it is, try and target like your first 1,000 readers. Give yourself 6 months to 1 year to get that. And how can you do that? You can get the first one that won't cost you anything too much at all is your email list. If you have your email list, you can always update them. It won't cost you much. It's too much, sir. Oh, you might pay for internet, but it will be too much to spend, you know. So you must try as much as possible to grow with your audience. You know, there's this connection. You must have this connection with your readers. You know, when you have this connection with your readers, I tell you, before your second book comes out, they'll be asking you, Alpha, author, when is the next one coming? And before you know it, they will use word of mouth from your email list. Try and enter word of mouth promotion.
Wow.
Hello.
Listen, sorry.
Yeah.
So you're not the author. Can you mute yourself, please, so that we can have some semblance of okay, please continue, ma'am.
Okay. So when you have your email list, from the email list, you now try to do word of mouth, you know, through the promotion like that. You'll be able to manage it. So it's not like, the authors, your fiction you can't sell, it's non-fiction that is selling. No, even if you have your non-fiction and even fiction and schools buy it, they get approval from the Ministry of Education, you distribute your book. There are other venues you can be able to sell your book. Like you can hold your book. You find out that just in one book, you have the printed copy, number one. In that same book, you have audio. Let me be counting all the oil blocks so from one manuscript. From one manuscript, you have the printed copy, you have your audio, you have your foreign rights. Companies all over the world. See, when you go to real book fairs, if you have a good agent, they will be negotiating on how that book that you feel is nothing. You will see them negotiating to pay in dollars concerning it. So you see, that book you are looking at that is nothing is printed copy, money dey there. Audio, money dey there. Foreign rights, money dey there. Film, money dey there. You know, so these are different categories. Merchandise, your book itself, only the cover. You can have it as merchandise, as t-shirts. People want to buy cups, you know. So it's positioning. How are you coming How are you positioning this book, you know, to be able to sell? It's beyond like, oh, I'm just writing. No, I want to write. Your book should have a goal. You can't just say you want to just see, like I always tell my clients, the day God Almighty gave you that book idea, that's the day marketing starts. That's the day promotion starts. Because you are targeted to write for a particular audience, people want to read, you know, and before you know what is happening, you will think that it's difficult. My dear, it's not difficult. As far as you can have that idea, God already has given you that success already. You know, you should line up with people that can encourage you to succeed. You know, like in 7 years ago, that's why me, everything I try to sell myself, I see possibilities. Because when I wanted to print my book many years ago, I went to meet somebody. You understand? I went to meet somebody, and before you know what is happening, you know what is before the person said, "Oh, don't give her this money to print this book, because you might not have your money back." That was the discouragement there, until I just prayed and be able to pick up myself about it to be able to move. That was why at the end of the day, I asked myself, if you even go to a bank, to want to get money to print your book, they will tell you, how do you want to pay back? You understand? They want to tell you, oh, how do you want to pay back? But the thing about it is that's why we were able to create the Literary Authors Cooperative. You know, the Literary Authors Cooperative, that was why we can be able to create it, to say, oh, how can authors be able to get the support they need? You know, how can authors be able to get the support they need? If we come as together and say, oh, we see this manuscript, how can the author be able to print the first 100 copies? You understand? How can authors be able to print the 500 copies and be able to sell quick? You know, this was the financial thing. How can authors be able to sell? In the LITACO, LITACO is the summary of the family, the literary family support is there, and is also the bank for authors. That is how it's the first Literary Authors Cooperative Multipurpose Society of Nigeria is the first literary authors cooperative for Nigerians. And this year, thank God, we are celebrating 7 years.
Wow.
You understand? And most people are in Nigeria all about, you know, thinking, oh, the bank will not support me in printing. They don't know what the creatives go through. You understand? They don't know. But if authors come together, imagine 100, 200, 300, 100, 1,000 authors come together. You understand? And pick a copy. Tell me now, where discouragement won't come inside from? No. I'm a very popular book socialist. I love supporting a lot. I love supporting launches books because I want authors to see the possibilities I see in books. So even if you are even if you write fiction or non-fiction, it depends on the positioning. You understand? Positioning are very important because there are some companies that are even willing to pay you before you even print your book. I'm telling you, there are different possibilities. There are some companies that are both local and international that are willing to pay you for your book before you even print your book. A lot of possibilities out there. So I tell authors that whether you are writing fiction or non-fiction, you shouldn't get discouraged. Preparation is key. You understand? Oh, yes, preparation. That's my take.
Thank you very much for that. I think we have a couple of more questions from Chris, and I think Babatunde is raising his hand again, but I think I saw Chigozie raised her hand earlier. So we'll take Chris and Chigozie if she still has a question, and then we'll also listen to Babatunde.
Yeah, thank you very much. My name again is Chris Omotosho.
Okay.
This is my first time on this platform. I got to know about this today, just today. Awele Lusami put on our platform, Authors platform today, and I got excited. Oh, come on, I said I will be here, and I must tell you that
Thanks for joining.
tonight I've gained a lot. I've gained a lot, and I will be a constant participant here henceforth. I'm happy. I'm here. I'm happy I made it tonight. Oh, my question is this. Yeah, thank you very much. As the moderator said, tonight was more of teaching, and it's been educative and enlightening so far. I'm happy that I'm here. Being an author myself, you see, talking about non-fiction, I've been thinking before now that non-fiction is limited only to essays, documentaries, and especially to biography, autobiographies. Because what else can you write about me? Can you say it's non-fiction? I mean, when it's just something like a reportage, something you see, then you report. But now that's what I want more information along that line. What else can we classify as non-fiction, right? Aside documentary, biography, autobiography, all these are used to. I mean, we are familiar with. But my thinking has been that we write more of fiction, what imagination, creativity, it just brings something from, as I said, you bring something out of nothing and make it interesting for others to to read from. So I want more enlightenment, more information, along that line. So far, again, as I said before, it's been a wonderful time tonight. I'm happy I'm here. Well done, Mrs. Lusami.
Thank you. Thank you. Most times, I also tell authors, you cannot do it alone. Don't do it. Don't try to do it alone. The first, we have the fiction. For the non-fiction, the mindset can just be, oh, okay, I can write non-fiction. But if your book is registered as an have the ISBN number and have the copyright certificate, those two are very, very important. Before you step out into the world, I tell my clients, gang, this is a movie. Gang, this is a movie. Go, we must get your ISBN number. We must get your copyright certificate of this, your manuscript. When you have those two, there are so much possibilities concerning manuscript because you don't limit yourself. You can take that non-fiction and give a specialist in fiction to turn that non-fiction to fiction. You don't limit yourself. I tell you, you don't limit yourself. That nonfiction can come in different ways, audios, films, write a lot of things that you feel like, oh, you're like, so I thought it's just staying in nonfiction. No, you don't like, oh, don't be afraid. See, have your ISBN, have your certificates, your copyright certificates, which backs you legally, concerning your work, and you explore. You don't leave your book to say, oh, okay, no, it's going to stay here for it's just going to be non-fiction and non-fiction, just non-fiction alone. No, don't limit your book because the funniest thing, I also tell authors, fine, you've written, but don't limit your idea to say you want to be editor. You are writing. Let the ideas flow and let editor do his or her work because you will still pay them to edit. Let the ideas flow. You understand? Let the ideas flow. Enjoy the process so much. So if you think that, oh, is non-fiction is going to stay there, no. Please, don't tie the blessings of your non-fiction down. You are limiting the manuscript. You understand? So whether essays or whatever it is, you give your manuscript to a fiction writer and say, look at it. Can you get a fiction from it? I tell you, you would just imagine that under one manuscript, a non-fiction manuscript, you can have 5 or 7 books coming out of one. You can sometimes when I hold manuscript like this, I just like, Awele, calm down now. Calm down. What are you saying? Because I just see more in manuscripts. One manuscript, I'm seeing plenty things. You understand? From one manuscript, I'm seeing plenty. So you don't just say, oh, it's one non-fiction and you limit. No. It's like you tax your subconscious, your subconsciousness as an author. What possibilities can I see in this, my manuscript? That is what you need to do. You go into the subconscious mind of the author and ask your subconscious mind, this manuscript that I'm only holding, this manuscript that I'm writing, what possibilities am I seeing? And don't ever allow financial challenges to hold you back. The moment you start developing fears that you don't have money for this project, it blocks every way of possibilities, and you can't move. It holds you down. You become fearful. You become, oh, what is this? What am I going to do? How am I going to get it out there? You don't need those, because the God Almighty that has laid that idea in you is waiting to, like, let me see what Mr. A or Miss A, Mrs. A is going to do with this. But when you believe, you are the owner of your manuscript. If you believe in your manuscript, if you believe in your manuscript will become a book the world will celebrate, and celebrate you as well. If you don't believe in what's your manuscript, nobody will want to believe you enough to buy it to read. So the belief comes in from you first. You have to win inside, then win outside for the world to celebrate you and your book. That is how it.
Thank you very much. I think we have some more hands also shooting up. Barrister, okay, you were raising your hand earlier. Okay, we can hear from Babatunde now.
Yes.
Okay, Barrister, if you are here, please let's have your question, and then.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for coming, Mrs. Awele. You really enlightened me in such a way that I don't think I can be stopped anymore. I have passion, and I have over 4 books, but maybe because I have a career, I'm a lawyer, and I'm very, very creative. I've written poetry, I've written books for children, I've helped to write people outside the country to write books, but you see, have not been positioning my book, have not been positioning my, like you're just talking about me, and your comment is invaluable and priceless for me. I have been doing it alone. All these are self-published. I do my editing, I write my poetry, I do everything, and I don't think it's right. And the marketing, I just leave it as if, you give birth to a child and it will go by itself. Or, if you don't, it's like love. Say it will come easy. If it doesn't come easy, let it go. I realize that books are not like that now. You have to push it. You have to do something. You have to prepare. And I believe the same goes for many authors. They don't prepare. They have passion. They have practice. They have purpose. They can tell you why they write the book. But what is the end? Where are the books going? What are you going to get for the book? Do you just want to keep the books in your library or you play? I think I have to change my perception, and I have to give it time. I've been so busy. I just write, I publish, get the ISBN, and then put it on the internet, no pushing, take it to Author House, publish it, and all that. Thank you for coming. God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I think we'll just take all the questions together so we can still create another time for reading from the author. Babatunde, you're raising your hand. We can also hear from Alima. So Babatunde, please ask your questions quickly. We also take Alima and then Gloria, and then the author can answer those questions together or
Yes.
to the comments together, and then we'll do another round of reading.
Thank you so much, sir. And I want to especially appreciate Mrs. Lusami, my mommy, for actually taking us through the intricacies of writing, particularly as a young people. I know there are some celebrated authors on this platform, but for someone like me, at my very young age, I see this as a very great platform for me to get to learn new things about what it takes to write. I started writing while I was in SS2, and it was a passion as I then that pushed me into writing, exploring issues having to do with young people like myself and all. But at a point, the book I wrote while I was in SS2 was actually recommended by my state government for approval for students in GSS1 as at then. And I think it was for free. So subsequently, I was expected to push the book for further approval by the Ondo state government. But there were some issues which were actually questioning my integrity as an author, because as an author, one should write with conviction, one should write with the intention of actually adding value to the society, while at the same time putting integrity to play. So while I was trying to push my book for further approval, I had to be encountering issues having to do with bribing officials of the State Ministry of Education to get some of these books. Because I got to discover that most of the books that are approved for use in schools across the country are not the best books. It is just books, or they are books written by authors who are ready to bribe their ways through, who are ready to at least spend money for officials of the Ministry of Education to be able to have their way. So I encountered the same situation that an official of the Ministry of Education had to be requesting for some pittance from me to be able to approve my book, irrespective of how young I was as at then. And this had been one of the challenges young authors face, particularly with respect to selling their books. So I just like to seek a professional counsel from Mrs. Lusami, particularly for a lot of young people that are encountering this kind of challenge with respect to getting their books out there, with respect to exposing their initiatives to a larger audience. How can they navigate their ways through these kind of issues that really challenge the integrity of their ideas and the principles embodying their persons as authors? This is the question I like to have an answer to, ma.
Okay, thank you for that. We'll also take Alima and then Gloria. The author can answer them. Alima, you have the mic now. Please, let's hear your question or your comment.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much for having me. My name is Alima Musa Bakunye. I'm a Nigerian online solicitor. So it's good to be on this reading with Mrs. Awele Lusami. I think I'll be giving her a title today, Queen of Books.
Thank you, Alima. Marisa Alima, nice having you here. God bless.
We can't hear you again. I don't know if you are still talking, Alima. Or...
Queen of Books. I love your swag. My own. So it's good. So I've read your book. It will be good. My question is that participants here, one chapter. She just talked briefly about.
I think the network, because the audio keeps going on and off. So that's making it a bit of a challenge for us.
About one chapter. So it will be good to hear the answer. And then the next thing I need to say is, can you hear me?
No, your audio.
Hello?
The audio
Hello?
is not allowing us to hear you. I'm sure it will soon move you out at some point. The network.
Can you hear me?
No, the network is interfering with your audio.
Me? Yes,
we can hear you now.
You can hear me now. Okay, now, just like Awele said, It takes time to get your book out, and you need to have the necessary confidence and courage to do so. Whether you're writing a fiction or non-fiction, be confident about your topic and confident about what you want to tell people. Just like she said, you want people to be better when they read your book, a better person when they read your book. So have that courage and confidence. For me, I started with my book as an ebook first. When I sold my copies of my book, people bought my book and got back to me, always asked for reviews, and the reviews were impressive. That gave me the courage to say, my book can be sold in a physical form as hard copies. So giving yourself that courage, and don't ever, ever discourage, let anyone discourage you. Always seek possibilities. Never limit yourself. I've gotten those words from the Queen of Books. So keep encouraging yourself. Don't discourage yourself. And this program right now has also inspired me to create something like this to reach out to my audience. So whether you're doing a fiction or non-fiction, for me, it doesn't matter. If you have a problem you're solving through your book, people will request for your book. People will request for your book. So that's my comment. For example, let me just give you the title to one of my books, Practical Solutions to Tenancy Issues.
Wow.
Right now, I have less than 20 copies. I'm getting requests from people all over. We are sending to Asaba, we are sending to Akwa Ibom, we are sending to Kaduna, we are sending to Abuja. So if you don't give yourself the courage, if you don't give yourself inspiration to do what you have to do, don't listen to negative comments. No. As far as your book solves a problem, as far as your book provides solutions, please go ahead. Go ahead to publish. So thank you so much, Queen of Books, for this program. I hope to attend more like this from you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for that. We look forward to actually having you to come and read to us from your own book as well. Okay, we'll take Gloria.
A quick one. I think Dr. Chigozie, is she here?
She raised her hand earlier, but
she needs to talk because she is a wonderful editor of my book.
Oh, wonderful. Okay.
I will want to honor
is she still here now? I don't know if she's still here.
Dr. Chigozie, are you here?
Network.
I'm here. Good evening, everybody.
Excellent.
Okay.
I'm so excited that we're having this reading. I was privileged to edit this book. After editing, I bought my copy. This was an awesome book. Don't be deceived by its brevity. It's not in so much words that you know a gold mine when you see it. Whether it's fiction, non-fiction you're writing. I had to, as I was reading, I was taking notes, action points, what to do. There's so much in here. So I'll encourage everybody, please get a copy of this book. It's not a book you read once and drop. It's a book you need to go back to. As you're reading it, put down your action points, per title you have written. What do I need to do about this book? Mrs. Lusami is always talking about positioning your book. And she's right that books open doors. I've got invitations to come and speak somewhere or do something, and I'm like, please, how did these people even hear about me? This is my little corner. But my books are working, they are moving. And so it just needs to get into the hand of one person. So she's right that our manuscripts are, it's not just the book, our manuscripts advertise us. I want to know how much your manuscript and how far it can go. Get a copy of Profitable Pages. You'll get ideas within the book, outside the book. It's just a masterpiece. Thank you for writing this, Mrs. Lusami. God bless you.
Thank you. And congratulations on selling 100 copies of your book less than 48 hours.
Wow.
Thank you.
I'm honored to handle that book. It's such a sweet experience for me. I woke her up and I said, I need the cover of the book and synopsis. She was like, I beg, what do you want to do again? I sent it over. And I tell you, within less than 48 hours, both the e-copy and the printed copy, we were able to sell 100 copies.
Wow. That's
and the next, yeah. On the next day, I was telling her, please, can you undo your book yourself? I need to sleep. Because people, were asking, and positioning is very, very key, very, 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 very key. What the other man was saying the other time concerning the bureaucracy for him not to get his book there and all that. Number one, be a member of LITACO, Literary Authors Cooperative Multipurpose Society of Nigeria. It's very important. Number two, see, for authors, no matter what it is, most authors, their minds are focused on, I want to write. But what authors need to understand is there's what is called budget for marketing and promotion. Have it at the back of your mind. You must have ways of promoting the book. You understand? You have it as budget for marketing and promotion. I asked my client, how much you've written, you're writing this book, enjoy writing it, but there will be a bus stop you have to face. You understand? Which is, how do you want to, what budget do you have when you want to promote this? That's why you don't need to be afraid. That's why if you have your team around you, you'll be able to do it. That's how we were able to do 100 copies in less than 48 hours. Who are your supportive team? In Nigeria now, or even all over the world, even friends in the US, before you open eye, within how many hours you have authors becoming Amazon best-selling authors because of the supportive team they have. You understand? What kind of people do you have around you? The new currency now is support. Support is the new currency. Now ask yourself, if Jesus Christ with the whole anointing came down on earth, he can perform enough miracle, but what did he go for after having the anointing? He went for the disciples. Because the earth that we have, it comes with principles. You can't do it alone. You can't do it alone. The earlier you get it into your mind, the better. You understand? Around the world, politics everywhere is all team, is all support. So what is stopping authors for having their own support team? Ask yourself, who do you have that is coming to show up on your launch day? That is how it is. So if you take your time to prepare, you will have it smooth. Where authors get you put, see, if you like, put your book, put it different places. You don't push it. You don't give it the push it needs. Nobody will know your book is existing. And the worst part of this whole thing, now make person come by, go meet Baba God when in time reach. You now even give another account of who read your book. If anybody read you at all, the world needs to know that your book is there. People need to hold your book, to read. And somebody is saying, I can't pay my rent. You are talented. You have the book inside. People will only pay you for service you render. The service you render is the writing. You understand? Even in America, they will need stories. They want stories. London, everywhere, they want stories. It's positioning. You understand? If you have your service money and pay a service person in the US and say, I want to become popular tomorrow, and you have the service money to pay, my brother, my sister, you can become popular. And how do you want to get the finance that you need to push your book? Simple, is support. You understand? If you have a support team that says, oh, and you said you need 300,000 naira to put your book together, is giving support, getting support. That is the new currency to lift your book from 0 to 100%. That is how it works. That is how it works. It's not about It's not how much do I have. Ask yourself, who are my supportive team? If you can be able to get that, fine. Even the young man that is saying, oh, that these people are asking for this. My brother, go back to your table, join LITACO, and see how supportive team works. Before you know what is happening, all those people will become your friend. They even carry your book on their head. You understand? What you did not understand is that authors need to have budget for promotion and marketing. That's where if you don't face that, authors experience stagnation and discouragement when they don't plan for their budgeting. And one of the easiest way to plan for budgeting that you will use for promotion or printing of your book or whatever is your team support. That is how to successfully scale through. If you can be able to do the first 100, you get money, you save, and then you start like, oh, I didn't know this works. I didn't know this can work. That is how it is. If you can be able to maneuver yourself with this, promoting reading culture becomes easy. Promoting reading culture, because you will just look, somebody has bought my book copy. Please, Mr. Olala, please, I'm donating copies, number of copies for book promotion, because you, the author, you've taken care of your needs. You've promoted, you have a team that supports you. You understand? Okay, imagine the current book we are having. The one copy is 7,000 naira. If the author spends some money to print, and the other money, little money is remaining, the author can pay for one or two things: children's school fees, feeding, house rent. You understand? And the next thing is, oh, how can I promote my book? If you are able to, while you're writing, you are able to plan your way to prevent stagnation through your support team, you'll be able to scale through as an author. That's how it works.
Wow. Thank you so much, Mrs. Lusami, for this very brilliant, wonderful treatise today. I mean, as I said, we thought it was a reading, but it turned out to be a seminar. Now it's actually a workshop, because now we see questions coming from left, right, and center just about this very engaging session today. And thanks for reading to us. I think we have Adebola has been raising his hand for some time. We will take him. And if there's any other question, unfortunately, we'll not be able to do another round of reading, because I believe all of us have been fed enough. We've had our appetite.
For the questions, can come.
If you want to get the book, we'll ask the author, how can we get the book? But let's hear from Adebola first, and then we'll start to.
Thank you so much, Mr. Oladele,
Yes,
for these sessions all the time. And thank God for Mrs. Lusami. Thank you so much for what you have been able to put across this evening. You are doing a lot for the book industry, for the authors and everyone. It's a comment, and it has to do with the author who said, who sounded frustrated by the acceptance of books in the ministry, in the schools, and so on. Ms. Lusami has said some things, and quite germane. But their frustration is not only for authors, even for publishers. But you see, this thing arises from corruption. We cannot shy away from it. Corruption, compromises, cutting corners, and everybody frustrated everywhere. You see, what goes on in the ministries of education and goes on with all these people who go about approving books is a story for another day. And that is why we must collaborate in many ways. And I'm looking forward to a day when LITACO will be like, I don't want to use pressure groups, but like a regulatory, but I know that it's NEDEC there looking at books and everything. But you see that ministries of education in different states, they have become lords when it comes to approving books. And what happens is that they demand a lot of things, for you to have it. But I have a word for the authors. You see, you cannot do things on your own. At times, you see, authors are not supposed to go directly to the ministry to submit their books. In Nigeria, we do things upside down. These books are supposed to be from publishers and push through. The publishers will have looked, you will have written according to curriculum. They will have done the assessment. They will have done everything and package the books and promote and send the books. The spending, the expenses are to be borne by the author, by the publishers, because they has them. Though students, it's not supposed to be, because it will be a service thing. But that is what is going on. So don't put trouble or pressure on yourself as an author. After sleepless night writing your books, then you begin to go to ministry and agree to see one or get there and they bribing and they asking you. It's frustration, So when you do your books, know the right people to speak with, so that you can get your book across. Let publishers help you. If you can get your book through publishers, get a good author, editors. You see, when you have come across a lot of authors, when they write their book, you say, I've written a bestseller. No author would tell you that they will tell you, I've written something that everybody in the world is waiting for. But when you look at the book, even from the beginning, you see forward being spelled as forward. Without R-O is A. So from the beginning, and you see all kinds of errors everywhere. So books must be packaged professionally by having editors, graphic artists that will give you something that is wonderful, and you must be ready to pay for it. And when you pay for it, the dividend will come back to you when you do it, because people will say, don't compromise. ISBN, all those things, let them be top notch. If you have to do something, do it very well. And when you do that, then you have something, a product in your hands that you can be proud of. Because, for instance, you are an author, and then somebody who is assessing, and then he picks out the book, and then he looks at the same and say, acknowledgement. It should be acknowledgements. Or you put it forward before, all these preliminary matters, and you put them lopsidedly. And somebody is just assessing, saying, what have you written? So we must do wonderful work first before we put them there. Then, as I said, I think LITACO should be thinking of, or are collaborating with Anna or whatever, how do we also be part of this assessing agency people to look at books that go into because like the ISB does now, if you have your money, your book will go in, and then you have all kinds of things going to the school system, which is a disaster for waiting for the society. I will stop here. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr.
Thank you very much, sir.
I think we will take Mrs. Okechukwu, and then if the author can respond to those comments. Mrs. Folake Okechukwu, you have the mic now. Let's hear your question or comment.
Yeah, good evening, everyone.
Good
evening.
I want to greet Mrs. Awele, my queen of book. She's a wonderful woman. She's a wonderful. She has a heart of gold. I really appreciate you. She has been so wonderful in the group. She's not just only the president, she's also the mother of the group.
Wow.
So welcome, ma. This is not just book reading. I'm in this group. So I attend every month.
Wow.
And when I saw the book of Queen, I had to share other appointment to be here. So I really appreciate you, ma, for what you are doing. God bless you.
God bless you.
God bless you graciously. So my own question, I don't know if it's really a question, I'm a little bit confused there for the ISBN. The first book I wrote, first academic book I wrote, it was the publisher that did it for me. So now I'm not longer in that aspect now. If I want to write my fiction book now, what I wrote the question there. I wrote the question there, but maybe if you want to like the fiction book or non-fiction book. Now the ISBN, is it for the author? As an author, I will have an ISBN for my name, or for all the books I'm going to publish, I'm going to have ISBN. So I wanted to have that clarification.
Okay. If you have a manuscript, I always tell my clients, you do two things. You have the ISBN for all your books, all. And also, you can never know which of the book will become a year block. So what you need to do is to have your copyright certificate for legal backing. Very important. For each of your books, each one. If you're having 12 books, have 12 ISBN, have 12 copyright certificates. Very important, because you don't know which of the book will become a year block. Now, I give you an example of a man that wrote a very good book, and he uploaded it into one of the world. He came across his manuscript in one of the world's renowned library. And after getting in touch with the board of trustees, directors, and everything, the managers, and they asked them, what evidence, apart from your ISBN, okay, bring your ISBN, let's see if you are the owner of the work. Do you have your certificates of copyright? No. And this man cannot pay his rent. You know, a lot of things. But thank God that he was able to prove the ISBN, proved a lot of things, you know, and God helped him. Most of, if the money he got, was like 10 years put together. And he came out of that financial problem. So it's beyond us just writing. You know, there is writing for information, writing for entertainment. There is an aspect called the business of writing. Very, very important. And that's why you have the intellectual property lawyers that come into it. Very, very, very important. So if you have 10 books, get 10 ISBN, get 10 certificates of copyright. Very important. And please, before you sign any documents, have a lawyer review it. Because there are some people that come to me, whether local or international, they can't get off that contract. They can't even upload their book on Amazon because a contract is tying them down. They didn't read through those clauses or whatsoever. So it's beyond the money. You as an author ought to protect your intellectual property first. Check in between the lines. Very important. Check in between the lines. And I hope God will help us as we go through. Thank you.
Thank you very much for this.
Thank you, Ma. Thank
You're
you, Ma.
welcome. You can always get in touch with me. Mommy Okechukwu. I'm just,
Ma. Okay, Ma.
I'm just WhatsApp. Hello, Percy. What's up?
Okay, I have a question. The question is always, okay, how can readers who are not members of LITACO or members of the public, are they able to get this book? Where can they pick it from, locally and internationally?
For now, they can get the book on Seller.
Okay.
Yes, I gave Mary the link. They can get the book on Seller.
Okay. Okay.
They can get it on. They can always get it on Seller. I'm available on consultation. The only time people can't get me is maybe when I'm working, because here in the US, when you are working, you put your phone somewhere, you know, when I'm working and when I'm sleeping. But apart from that, my WhatsApp number, you can always reach me on my WhatsApp number, you know. Hello, Madam Alpha, we'll start gisting, you know, and we talk, you know. It's always interesting to read through, to always prepare, you know, because most times as creatives, you kind of pray and say, oh, God bless me. You are a writer, fiction, non-fiction, poet, you're already blessed. The issue is, how do you position yourself? You understand? Now, we have different book fairs in the world. One of the biggest is in Germany. And you wonder the way money flows concerning books, manuscripts that are bought. You understand? Even just manuscript, before they print, they don't buy book. You understand? $10,000, $3,000 deposit, $5,000 deposit. I see a lot, you know, because I also work as a literary agent with Publicizer, which is in the offices in New York, which is a crowdfunder company. Now, what that company does is, if an author is looking for a publisher and they can prove that readers are interested in their book, all they need is upload the book and people show interest. Before you know, 3, 4, 5, 6 publishers will start showing interest in a book. Now, this is so funny. When I brought this idea to my WhatsApp group, the book marketing class, Bimaka, you know, it was like a joke. I said, let's try this. There is a pastor, you know, in Nigeria. Now it's Nigeria. The man placed his book, everything on Publicizer. I think within 3 weeks, I think 3 weeks or 1 month, the man was able to make $1,770,000 from his book. You know? So did he ever think that kind of opportunity will come? No. But putting that, he was able to distribute the book, get his money, you know, and try to build more on the publicity he or she he has you know, gained from the book, you know. So there are a lot. If most times authors want to like, oh, I want to arrive at once, they don't, most of them don't follow the process. You understand? There's this process of which I advise authors not to miss, which is connecting with their readers. Do you know you can connect with your readers through the book cover? Hey, friends, this is my book cover. Please help me choose. Make sure that at least you have like 3 copies. The graphic designer will design 3 copies. Only doing that on Facebook, WhatsApp, this, you started building publicity for that book. You understand? With only that book cover, oh yeah, different synopsis. Pre-order don't start. You know, and from there, we are all promoting reading culture. You understand? If the authors can find it easy to write the book, write quality content, do this, do that, giving out book, promoting books, having successful launches is very interesting. You know, because my goal now, the goal we started the Agile book launch, you know, in LITACO. And I tell you, authors are having 700,000 without going to the bank to support their book.
Wow, that's cool.
300,000 to support their book. Right there in LITACO. 150 to support the promotion of their book. It's happening. We are legally registered in Nigeria with the Lagos State Cooperative. And this year we are celebrating 7 years, you know, by the grace of God, no matter the itches we have, nobody money loss, because, oh my God, is another, I stick to it as the president because it's a goal. You know, I love what you're doing, Mr. Adele. I love it because when people read books, they are empowered. They are empowered. Their lives change for the better to the best. Because information put into action, positive information put into action, creates the results that we want. So when you see people reading book, oh my God, I just love it. I love promoting reading culture a lot. That's why when somebody is releasing book, can I have one? I'm having 2 copies. I'm having one for myself, and I'm giving out the other one for somebody to read. That is how I do it. If at all I see a book, I'm taking 2. One for me, and I gift the other one. And the blessing comes back. So you can imagine when you have even 1,000 authors supporting one another. It goes very far. You know, very, very far. So I believe we have a lot of things to do, a lot of work to do.
That's true.
Yes.
Thank you very much for this very illuminating session today. We are so happy to have you, and also to thank everybody who has been part of this session today. Maybe one other question, in case we have people here who are not members of LITACO and they would like to join, how can they join? Is there a link? Is there somebody they can talk to here? Before we round off the session?
They can always get in touch with me. My WhatsApp number is 090-540-18081.
Okay.
That's my
somebody
number.
helping us to type that. So you want to say that so that we can drop it here for whoever? 090
540 18081.
18081. So that's the number there. Whoever is wants to know more about LITACO and be part of the wonderful works they're doing there, please hook up with our author for today, and let's take the discussion.
That's my WhatsApp number.
WhatsApp number, yeah. So
yes. I mean, it's a WhatsApp number, because if you call it ordinary, it won't
go.
with a WhatsApp number.
Okay.
Yeah. With a WhatsApp number, that's the WhatsApp number.
Okay, thank you very much. So once again, I want to say thank you so much for this very wonderful workshop, and thanks for helping us to see what are the possibilities that are inherent in our creativity, in our writing skills, and how we can take those further. Thank you very much. And I want to say thank you to everybody who has been part of the session today. We also meet again next week when we will be having this our citizen deliberation session about STEAM or STEMs to STEAM in Nigeria. How can we make our curriculum better and more 21st century compliant? Looking forward to having all of you there. Okay, the WhatsApp link to the LRF forum has been dropped here. If you'd like to join us there, please, we'll be glad to have you there. Then you get to know firsthand when we are having our next program. So have a wonderful evening, everyone. Have a wonderful day for those who are in the East Coast, West Coast over there in the US. And those of us in the side, have a pleasant evening and a wonderful week ahead. From here, bye.
Bye. Thank you, everyone.